Hi there. Welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. I'm Rod Bergeron, and today we're going to be looking at a bit of a fall scene, and I have a hill sort of coming from the center here down to just below the 1/3 line on this side, and I'm pretty evenly wetting my page there. I'm going to take this brush, and I'm not going to pick up any more water. I'm going to pick up some of this blue wash, and I'm just going to streak it across there like that, and we're going to let this bleed off to wherever it is it's going to bleed to. Okay, take this brush with the blue on it and rinse it off really well, and we're going to pick up some of this red. Now any red will do. Okay, this happens to be crimson red, but you know, whatever red you have in your palette is perfectly fine. And you can see it's not very intense yet. Okay, so it's just I wouldn't say it's thin, but it's not, it doesn't have a lot of pigment in it right this minute. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm actually going to touch it onto the pigment, and I'm going to intensify it in a few spots, not everywhere though, okay? Intensify it in a few spots. We're just going to let that sit there for a second. I'm going to pick up, I rinsed my brush off, and I'm going to pick up some yellow ochre, and we're going to put some yellow ochre coming across there like that. I'm going to go into the pigment and pick up some very intense yellow ochre. I'm going to take that yellow ochre on that brush, and I'm going to tap it into a few places along that tree line there. Okay, so we're going to take this brush right now, and we're going to rinse it off pretty well, and we're going to pick up some yellow. So I have some yellow wash here, but I know that's not going to be anywhere near as intense as I need it to be. So I'm going to pick up some yellow right off the palette, and I'm just going to tap it into a few places like that. And we're trying to release the paint off the brush when we do that. Okay, so we're trying to tap it and get the paint to come off the brush. So I just took the rest of that yellow on there and just streaked it across that yellow ochre. All right, now don't rinse this brush out. Touch it onto your sienna, and that's not enough. I'm going to pick up some more sienna, tap it into those areas along there, and some more sienna, and again the same thing here. Now I'm going to set that brush down, and I'm going to pick up this, which is my #1 watercolor brush, #1 round, and I've sharpened the one end with my utility knife, and I'm just going to scribe into those to create something going on in the foreground here. Okay, all right, rinse our big brush off, and we're going to pick up some Payne's gray. All right, quite intense Payne's gray, just you know, it's pretty intense. So I'm going to just touch the Payne's gray into maybe 3 or 4 spots here, like that, and maybe there and there, and then a couple across here. Now I'm going to use those spots with my brush, and I'm going to scribe out of there to create some trees or some scrubby like undergrowth. And down here I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to scribe out of there. And you can put in as many of these as you want, but you'll see those lines are going to be black, okay, or Payne's gray, if you will. Now I'm going to make this all the way down along here sienna. Okay, so where my red is, my little puddle of red is right here, I'm just going to touch this wash, and I'm going to touch my sienna. I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of sienna, and you'll see we're going to have a very red sienna here now. Okay, and we're going to go from one end all the way down to the other, just like that. And we're going to let all those colors bleed together. Okay, don't try to, you see how that Payne's gray immediately started to come down into that. Go back and touch your sienna in a few places, okay, like that. And then you can scribe out of this too. All right, that's turned out pretty cool in the background back there. One last thing before we go, a little touch of salt, just in maybe in the trees up in here in the top. Same here, trees up in the top, and maybe just a lick of salt across the bottom here. And that's it. All right, let's let this dry and see what we get. All right, let's check this out. Look what the salt has done here. Really created tree, tree tops for us across there without us doing too much work. And then these scribe lines coming out of that Payne's gray, that's a great secret in watercolor. If you scribe out of a particular color, I scribed out of sienna here, you get sienna lines. I scribed out of Payne's gray here, you get Payne's gray lines. I put those couple of spots of Payne's gray and then I scribed out of them, you get those Payne's gray scribe lines, okay? And then look at this hill. Look how this actually, and then this white break here gives us this hill line coming down here, and then this very light spot here, and it gives us this idea of these trees getting pushed way back into the background. And then we put our mat on there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'd love to know what you think of it. Let me know in the comment section. And if you're currently a subscriber, thank you very much. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching today, and we'll see you again real soon.